Imagine we're in G major, okay? So the key is G major. The scale is a G major scale, right? So this is what it is. And that's everything you need to know. Everything you need to know to understand the modes. So do not overwhelm yourself. There is so much information out there that says you need to learn this, you need to learn that. In reality, that is everything you need to know. Now, how do I know that? If you go up one note from the scale, you go to the next, which is A. And what it is now is just you play a G major scale starting from A. And now you have the Dorian mode, but it's literally a G major scale. And everything is just derived from the G major scale. So you see how beautiful this is. It's just the major scale. You don't have to worry about all the names. You don't have to worry about anything. You just need the major scale. So learn the major scale everywhere on the guitar, and now you know all the modes, but in reality, you just know the major scale. G major scale, G major scale starting from the A, and then the next note, the B. Now you play the G major scale starting from B. Okay, so that's a B Phrygian, right? But in reality, it's G major, starting from B. Next, C. Now it's Lydian. It's called Lydian, but it's a G major scale starting from C. Okay? So we start from the fourth note of the G major scale. Do, 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 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And we just keep going, but from here. So that is why it sounds like that, because you're playing, that's why the Lydian is the sharp 11 sound. You don't have to worry about all this. You just have to know that this is a scale from the parent scale, which is the G major. It all derives from the mother. The G major is the mother, okay? Mother Earth. And these are all just kids. So this applies to every one of the notes in the G major scale. So the next note after C major 7, C after the fourth note, you go to the fifth note. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now if you play the G major scale from here, you got yourself the almighty Mixolydian scale. So we start on the fifth, and now we play a G major scale, starting from the fifth. So you hear how that's the dominant sound. It is the dominant sound, but it's just a G major scale starting from the fifth. And the next chord, the next note of the scale is the sixth note. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And from here, when you play a G major scale, what's this called? Aeolian, right? So E Aeolian you got. So it's E Aeolian, but in reality, as I've said in all of these, it's a G major scale starting from the 6th degree. You with me? Does this make sense? I really hope it does. And the next one is the seventh, the last note, the major seventh. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And now you play the scale from here. Now you got yourself the last scale in the mode series, which is Locrian, which is always so, it's always been this mystery about Locrian. What is that? It's a major scale starting from the seventh. So whenever you have a minor 7 flat 5, in this scale it will be, you go up, you play a major scale starting from the major 7. So I was just playing G major scale over F sharp minor 7 flat 5. So I'm convinced this is how they thought about back in the day. It's just a major scale. All right? It's just a major scale. Don't overwhelm yourself. And maybe you're not at that level where you can understand every word I'm saying and like that's that chord and oh that's Lydian. It sounds like that, and you don't have to think about that because that will emerge to you. I promise you that. All right? I just don't want people to feel overwhelmed about something that is so easy, or I'd say simple. It is a very simple concept. Like when someone says, oh, can you play E Phrygian? It's like C major scale. That is the thing. When someone says play a D Dorian, you can't just play a C major scale because you know it's the second degree. The Dorian means the second of the major. But just remember that the major scale is the parent. That is the mother. So just know your major scale all over the neck and you're fine. And this is something that I wish someone told me when I started, because I was beating my head learning all the modes, but I didn't realize the simplicity of it's just a major scale, because it is. And even like when improvising, this makes it so much easier. This makes it so much easier when improvising. Because like, imagine a 2-5-1 in G, A minor 7, D7, G major 7. It's all just in G. So people would say, yeah, you play A minor Dorian, and then you play D Mixolydian, and then you play G. That's just G major scale starting from A, and then G major scale starting from D. It's really funny. Like, it's like, why don't we just say it's G major scale? You see, that's a beautiful sounding lick. It's just G major scale though. Like, if you just look at this, it's just me starting from the third of G and then just going down the scale. And lo and behold, I landed on the third of G. So it's beautiful. Or you could do something like this. So you add some chromatic notes. Land on the fifth, or land on the major 7. All the bebop you hear is just major scale. Most of it is just major scale. Like if you just look at this lick, this is just G major scale. This is not G major scale. That's the only note that wouldn't be in the G major scale, because this is like the only note that is an alteration of the 5. You can talk about that, but that would be all this would be all. Let me just play something that is just purely G major scale. Okay. What I'm trying to say is everything derives, like all this derived from the major scale, and now you just add some chromatic notes. Now you're playing bebop. You learn some altered stuff. But the mother is still gonna tell you to come home. Okay? That means the major scale is your home. So you need, just think about the major scale. Don't get lost in all the modes. Okay? That will overwhelm you. At least it did for me. So maybe it won't do it for you. Maybe it is actually the thing that will help you. But in my world, don't overwhelm yourself. Just realize it's a major scale and then go from there. You don't have to know all the different names, all the different chords, because that will overwhelm you. And then in the spirit of the moment, you're going to just play a solo. It's like you have too much in your head. You want to be able to like let all of that go. And the easiest way is to just simplify it as much as possible. So okay, I see that it's a G major scale. And then I see it's different notes starting on different notes of the scale. And that is it. Now you don't have to know anything more if you don't want to. I mean, the stuff will emerge to you. Like after a while, you will be like, oh, that's what that guy meant. It's like, so don't feel like you have to learn everything now, because you do not have to learn everything now in order to play music. Like to play music, you just need the major scale for what it's worth. Like literally, it's just. There were some chromatic notes in there, but it was major scale with some chromatic notes. It's like, free yourself. That's all I have to say. Free yourself from all the overwhelming point of views, like overwhelming. It's too much, okay? And the information is already out there in the music too. So it's like, you don't need to learn so much. Like it's just, it's in a way, it's just a hoax. Like it's just, I'm not sure why we feel like we need to learn all the names, all the scales before we can make music. I'm not saying it's bad to learn the theory. I am not saying that's bad. I'm just saying you can get lost in that. And in order to not feel so overwhelmed, just work with the simplified version of it and see if you can make music with it. And listen to the recordings and just like ask yourself, what is it why does it sound so good? Well, usually it's just that they know how to land on the chord tones, and they do so using the major scale. Okay? It's like, it's all in the major scale. So don't get overwhelmed. I am here for you if you want help, especially if you want like personal help. You can always join my private community. We're like 7 people there now. We're having a ton of fun learning together through seminars, and I also have private lessons which I offer in there. So it's like, it's a really nice thing if you want to become better with other people who also want to get better together. And we talk about jazz, we talk about guitar, we talk about like presence, we talk like getting better. So if you just want to learn jazz, you don't have to be at a specific level. It's just, if you're interested in becoming more expressive in your jazz guitar, becoming more present with your guitar, then you're welcome to join in the description. All right. I'm really thankful for you. Thankful for watching. Thankful for you watching all the way through. And I really hope this video helped you in some way. Other than that, I Really look forward to seeing you in person and on Zoom in my guitar school. You're welcome to join if you want to. Anyway, see you in the next video. Take care of yourself. Bye bye. GuitArmin out.